something, it's out of line. I say it again, another time. I spoke freely when I was 17. I said the kind of things that no one was letting me. I pick you up, I pick you out of a crowd. How does it sound? Am I as loud as you want it now? I'll make you come up to my cloud. Best believe I'm not coming down. No, I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'd rather smoke something. I could probably blow a ring. I'm opening up as a singer. Nobody wants quality, they only want quantity. They keep ignoring me, it's boring me. I wanna be paid, I want double now, or I will not tell you how to get to my fucking cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Oh, I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Oh, I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll pick you up, I'll pick you out of a crowd. How does it sound? Am I as loud as you want it now? I'll make you come up to my cloud. Best believe I'm not coming down. No, I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Oh, I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Oh, I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down.
Maybe we can make this world a better place, and the tragedies and set our spirits free. Together we can bring back home the ones who've lost, and give them love, and give them love. They can try to bring us down, but we know we're much too proud to lose faith. We have
Hello everyone and welcome to the Red Bull Ring in Austria. We are here today for the round 1 of the ACRL season 10 seasons of the GT3 season. And joining me for this race, well, and the qualifying session in fact, and the end of the practice as well. Joining me is Weq. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited for today. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing marvellous. We have a lovely day ahead, well, evening for me ahead of us. For the EU race. There's 3 splits going on, and we will be delving into the split 1, the fastest of the splits, based on our pre-qualifying sessions. And we're just in practice at the moment, just at the end of the session. It was an hour-long practice, some of the drivers making their way onto the server still. But we can just have a quick look at what's been happening. Have you noticed anything so far in the practice sessions? Apart from it's very, very tight.
I did notice one thing. I believe it's pronounced Jakub Charkat.
Yep.
I didn't think he was actually going to be racing this season, but he decided to jump in for the race just to show some pace. He is a fast guy.
Yep.
So that should be really exciting.
In that Lamborghini as well. Some people were saying it was a bit
strong.
Yeah, it had a bit of ballast put on it as well. Good to see it can still roll around.
You can really see the Porsche is excelling here.
Hot topic of debate, that one.
A lot of the top guys in Porsches right now, but to be honest, I'm really excited that we actually have every car represented in the first race. So not a lot of McLarens, I believe it's only Adder is going to be in the McLaren today.
And that is a bright McLaren as well. It's bright yellow if I remember correctly. So it should be pretty easy to spot.
Hopefully he's going to find a little more pace in it and bring it a little closer, because I want to see the McLaren fighting in the top of the field.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have a good representation from all the cars, but obviously sort of not only the speeds, but the driver's preferences to the cars ebbs and flows through the seasons. So hopefully we'll have a good season in the end. But it is very favouring towards a Porsche so far in this early stages. Perhaps the ballast not doing it.
As we were talking about him, he did just put in a much faster practice lap. Jumped right up to about the 19th.
Yep, very, very good. So he's right in there with Glubczynski, who was actually the winner of the VIR test race. So he might be a man to watch here.
He was real fast, tore away in that one. And you notice that we have... I really like this Justin van der Linden car. He's got a teammate. Who was his teammate? It was...
Mark, I think.
Yes.
It's a
a
little bit radioactive, isn't it?
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch. Reminds me of a little bit of a Happy Snake.
Yeah.
I love seeing what they come out with at the start of the season. Some of these designs are absolutely great.
Yeah, I remember Cade in past seasons. He's generally had quite extravagant designs, should I say. But yeah, it has a little shark teeth on the front as well. Not shark teeth, but snake teeth. The 2 little pointy teeth on the front. That's a very, very nice little addition there. Very lovely car. The number 612 is Justin, so that would be one to watch out for.
And if you look down at number 25th right now, we've got
Luca.
He is in this one.
He is. He did make it.
That car.
Oh, the Zebra JMT car is very nice indeed. I think he only just scraped into this split based on the pre-quality time. I think he was 30 out of 30 for this server. So we'll be hoping to make it a bit further up the order than that in qualifying, I assume. Currently in 25th in this practice.
And if my local timing is correct, we only have one person on mediums right now.
Yep. Lorenz is that one person. So, and I think the word was that softs are meant to last about 45 minutes around this track for most of the cars. So I'm assuming we'll see we'll see most people doing a double stop, soft to soft,
Jelly Waters just put down the fastest first sector in his last lap. Almost under 20 seconds now in the first sector.
Wow. He's driving that Nissan, isn't he? As we'll ride on board with him for the rest of this lap. Makes a lovely sound, that car. Only a few minutes of this practice session left, and then we will be hopping over to qualifying. We'll give you a little rundown of the... Ooh, he's just... Oh, Jelly's lost it.
Oh.
He's put a wheel in the gravel and he's scuffed that lap up. I mean, it is only practice, and he's practiced how far he can go.
And right by... Oh, that was my mute key. I said right by him goes Bast. That Audi is going to have some pace.
It is indeed. As a very quick driver.
The top four right now, 4 separate manufacturers, so...
That is very lovely to see.
And you don't have to go very far down to pick up another one. You've got the first Nissan showing up down in 7th. And despite how strong the Porsches were in pre-qualifying, they seem to have spread out a little more now.
Yeah, perhaps very fast absolute pace, but a little slower in the maybe the sort of consistency, or a little inconsistent, or perhaps doing a little bit more damage to the tyres, or perhaps a little more unpredictable on the tyres would be a good way of putting it. Luca Babetta has moved up the order a little bit as well. He's currently 17th now. He was 25th when we were talking about him earlier. So that's lovely to see.
Oh, and Ren's putting in his best lap.
Yep.
Just under a minute left in practice. A lot of people are just going to be probably pulling into the pits on this one.
Yep, we're trying to get a last little lap under their belt before the time expires.
Qualifying should be interesting. I'm curious to see who's going to try and get out first, who's going to try and make some space. With a 30-person field, this track is not that long. You're probably going to run into traffic no matter what you do.
Yep, I mean, Baz Boomer and Pete Roll, they're both set 128.885. Oh, sorry, no, that's me misreading. It's 855 and 885, never mind.
But still so close.
Yep.
And then the separation between Pete and Jakob is... it's negligible.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the field really is negligible. You're looking at the smallest variations that are going to change.
Yep, the top 9 cars in under 129. That is lovely to see.
And then you have some of the guys who were the absolute fastest by far in V8s fallen somewhere in the midfield here.
Yeah, it's
These GTs came out of the woodwork. The end of practice counts down. We'll be switching over to qualifying soon.
Yep, just waiting for the final cars to make their runs to the finish or the pit lane.
And with garbage coming across the line.
Yep, and we'll take a look at those practice results in full now.
Oh, I was wrong. We don't have all the manufacturers because I forgot about the little boy Z4.
Oh, of course.
The little fella did not make it.
Unfortunate. Definitely. We'll have to try harder for the next race.
We're gonna have to give it a little boost from behind. From pre-qualifying, yeah, I guess there just weren't that many fast Z4s. Just a little more than a second between first and 30th.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, and let's not forget
Sorry, carry on.
there is the mandatory pit in these races. So there's going to be the pit window that's going to open. That'll open after 15 minutes and close when there's 15 minutes left. Oh wow. I had never actually BOP this season, but Adder really does have 40 kilograms on that McLaren.
Wow, that's that's
That says a
quite a
lot
lot of.
about where it was.
That is definitely a lot of ballast.
Wow. Well, you know, Adder is a little underweight, so it's probably helping. All right. Reset to pit. And Jakob going straight out, doesn't want to get stuck behind anyone. Followed right behind by Thomas. They're just going to filter out, try to keep some temperature in their tires for the first lap, and then all hell's going to break loose. Looks like Thomas does not want to be held up though. He might try to sneak by, get that nice fast lap. Still have a few in the pits as well.
Yeah, not everyone eager to get out straight away.
Well, they're going to want to start moving soon, or they're going to get in front of people who are going to be hitting their flying lap soon. But then again, with 25 minutes left, I'm sure there's plenty of windows to try and sneak out there.
Yep, a lot of time. A lot of time to make your laps and make other laps if you need to.
It is important to remember, though, now that we've reached qualifying, there won't be any more teleporting to the pits, so heaven forbid you screw yourself, you screw yourself. So people are going to be taking it a little more careful now.
Yep, you can only sort of reset, well not reset, but get back to the pits if you do drive in yourself. Had a few misdemeanors at the test race on that regard.
That is what the test races are for. You live and you learn, I suppose. I don't think any of these guys would be making that mistake today, though.
No. Everyone should be very clued in with the rule book, I'd hope. Charcot has managed to get a nice lap here without any traffic. So we'll see what he does do in the end. He's been very quick all...
However, right behind him, Thomas is already putting down fastest lap times in 1 and 2.
Charcot has actually gone a little bit wide on the final corner.
I think this was actually planned from Thomas. He is able to catch a little bit of a toe, and he knows that Jakob is fast enough that he shouldn't interrupt him. So this is a brilliant thing to chase him down immediately. It's pretty much open air for him, and he's just going to put down really fast lap times this way. Ooh, Ren's coming in with a good one.
Yeah. Thomas actually didn't end up with that fast of a lap.
No, his last sector had a big boggle in it.
So it is Charcot leading so far. Still a few people to make the laps. Well, their initial laps anyway.
Pete is on fire. I'm expecting good things from him.
In that Mercedes, yeah. He's looking pretty good. See where Ada puts his Mercedes as well. Sorry, not Mercedes, McLaren. Into P16. So pretty middle of the pack there.
Maybe that 40 was what they needed. Jakob coming in with another fastest lap, bringing it down again. Down to the 0.607. It's going to be a hard one. This Lamborghini's looking fast.
Yeah, if he manages to put it on pole and gets a good start, I don't see much chance for a lot of the other drivers unless they can pull something out on the race pace. It might be a tricky one for them. Just see what Mark Martins is able to do here in this lovely snake Lamborghini. As he comes around the final corner. Hits the apex quite nicely, but runs wide on the exit. Carrying a little bit too much speed in. And we'll end up 20th with that lap.
Track grip is at 98.2 and rising. So as we keep going, we will probably see a little faster and faster. I'm sure a few guys are going to do a pit and get some new tires on there before the end of this qualifying.
Yeah, definitely a lot of opportunities for multiple sort of stints, and Ada has improved his lap time.
As I say it. Thomas and Jakob both go into the pits, as I was saying that.
Yeah. Runs to Cock, though. He's trying to improve his lap time. Doesn't look like he's going to, though. A little bit off the pace in.
Tom Basley, good one. Bringing himself up into the top 10. Calamite as well, just jumping up a few positions. Got a little bit of traffic down in the midfield, it looks like. Oh, I'm not sure if Adder lifted what I was just watching, but if Adder wasn't lifting, then the Nissan passes the McLaren on the straight to turn 2. So easy.
Yeah, the McLaren is very sort of dead weight on the straights with that ballast. I wouldn't be surprised if Ada was at full chat.
It honestly didn't look like he slowed. It just looked like men with garbage drove right by him, so. Philip Simard, further down than I was expecting, to be honest.
Yeah, he was quick in pre-qualifying as he goes
He
past
is
Oscar, just trying to make his way back onto the track there.
Oscar with a great livery.
Yeah.
Still a big fan of that one.
Catches your eye.
Jakob on another outlap.
Baz
His
Boomer has
teammate.
just
Oh no.
set out a lap on an outlap as well, so he's going to try and improve on his next lap.
Jakob does not have a teammate. I stand corrected. Gonna see a few more getting under 128 real soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, as the track improves, it is currently not at its best conditions, so we're not seeing times quite as quick as the practice session for the most part, but hopefully it will start to pick up as the track rubbers in a little bit.
And some new additions to our top 10. We have Tommy Mananen getting in there and oversteer as well. He was pretty far down during practice, though. Looks like he put his foot down. I'm 99% sure I'm about to get this one completely wrong, but Luke-Jan Pronica, yeah, that's what I'm going with. He also just slotted into the top 10 right in front of Team.
Very nice, getting close to that 129 barrier as well. So only about a tenth off a sub 129.
Oh, and there goes Thomas with his 128.7, jumping back up into second place. I expect to see Rune getting under 129 real soon. Pete, just jumping up into fourth, had the fastest last sector so far.
Yeah, and I'm just on board with Baz Boomer at the moment, who is setting a decent first sector, but he's dropped a little bit in the second sector compared to the absolute.
Jakob, the man is an absolute machine every time, a tenth of a second faster
he's
again.
Now 2 tenths quicker than Tumas. That's absolutely insane. Let's see what Baz can do for his final sector as he comes towards the line now. Doesn't improve. It's actually 4 tenths down overall across the lap compared to his previous best. Mark Martins, he's on his outlap. He's actually behind his teammate, so he might be able to get a bit of a slipstream when he goes onto his flying lap from his teammate in that Lamborghini. Actually, never mind. Scratch everything I've said. His teammate's just dived into the pit lane.
It's a strange case of team orders there, but
we'll see what Mark can do. Oh, he's missed the apex on the first corner. Run quite wide, and that's going to cost him quite a lot, I think. Especially with the sort of...
Yeah, one more lap. One more fastest lap from Jakob.
Yeah, and that was another, like, I think that was only a few thousandths of a second quicker than his previous one.
Yeah.
Just dipping below that 0.5 barrier.
His consistency is fantastic for having such raw pace, too.
Mark Martins has actually abandoned the lap after that initial
Rune
slide.
Jansen's pulling himself back up into the top 10 there.
Yeah, lovely time. Dropping below 129, so he's in the 128 club.
And Tom Basley just missing out on hitting that 128 self.
Oversteer has just started a lap in that lovely AMG. A little bit wide at the apex of turn 2. But we'll see what he can do. A 20.2 in the first sector. Means that, and that is a pretty, that is an on pace for sector, so he could hook up a pretty decent lap here. Propel himself up the leaderboard a little bit and maybe get into the 128s himself. Currently on a 129.1. We'll see what his split 2 time is here. Another quick sector, 36.999. It's a better sector than his personal, so he is looking to improve.
I'm not sure if you just caught that. It is not actually against the league rules to pull into the pit and then teleport to your space. So I watched Rune just now teleport, but that is okay as long as you're in the pit. You don't have to drive through the little cheeky time save right there. Now, what Rune didn't know is that if he keybinds his teleport to pit, he doesn't even have to stop. He just has to drive into the pit. There you go, Rune. When you watch this, I just saved you an extra second. I'm not fast, but I'm efficient. While a lot of the broadcasters in ACRL are actually at the top of your leaderboard right now, I personally am never. So
Me too. That's why we're willing to do this and they prefer to race.
yeah, they're usually willing to broad non-GT3 races, and then when it's time for this, they get on and they show everybody what they can do. And as you can see, it's very impressive. Just 10 minutes left. You saw a round of pit stops just happen. People going out for that last 10-minute stint. I have a feeling you're going to see even more of that happen in the last 6 minutes. Probably a few people trying to get those last outlap, flying lap, or outlap bank, and then flying lap if they can get it in. But it should be really close at the end. I'm expecting to see a lot of mixing up in that last lap or two. I know at VIR they were changing positions up until after overtime, so
Yeah.
there's still a lot left out there.
Yeah, I mean, Charcot looks pretty set in P1 for now. You might go out and do a few more laps, see if you can improve again, but his closest rival at the moment is Tumas. And he's like, oh, he's actually just improved, so he's now only a 10th behind Charcot, so maybe a little bit more interesting
Speaking of
now.
improvement, Philip Samard just threw down the fastest third sector by a bunch, launched himself right into second, and Jakob might feel a little sweat on the back of his neck now, seeing people getting down closer to him.
Yep, definitely going to call for a couple more laps at the end of this session.
It might not just be as set as he thought. As we see even more people break that 128 barrier. Samuel Astolfi. Matching perfectly the time of Bass. Always lovely to see.
Yeah.
I wish I could get those 2 laps side by side to see where they made differences, but still came to the same exact time. And yet another one breaks the 128 barrier. And I don't think I have seen any accidental offs during qualifying, so
Yeah, it's been
should be good
pretty.
racing when these guys get door to.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean, pretty consistent.
I
Hopefully
did
we
catch a
just.
couple of incidents during practice, but that's what practice is for.
Yeah. Rune Janssens is on a pretty quick lap right now.
Tommy Mananen and oh yeah.
But he dips a wheel in the gravel there, and that's messed that lap up. So Rune gonna have to bail on this one and go for it next lap if he feels his tyres are still worth their weight. Tumas, though, he's set a server best in the second sector, 36.5. We'll see if he can string it together for this last sector. It was a pretty quick sector 1 as well, so he might be making a bit more gains on top 3 on the leaderboard. See what he does as he crosses the line.
Oh, and he
does
takes
go
the pole
fastest.
position. Absolutely beautiful. Runs a little wide on turn 1 there. And Jakob is going to be looking at that and going, oh, time to get back out there. I don't think he wants to start this race in second position. Renz de Kock putting in the fastest last sector of the race last lap. Throws him into 4th place, and he's going to be pretty happy with that start, I'm sure. If he can claw those last 2/10 down, he'd love to take the pole position today. It's not going to be an easy race to be making passing opportunities happen here. Not with how tight the field is.
Yep. And after seeing those lap times, Charcot has indeed come out, currently on his out lap. Team is actually on a pretty quick lap as well. Quick first sector, 20.282. So what can he do in the second sector here? Might be able to work his way up the order, currently in 16th.
Tom Besley doing a 20-point and
Second sector for team was a little bit slow, but still definitely can improve on his current time with that one.
Renz dropping into the pit real quick, grabbing some new tires, probably dropping some fuel and going out, trying to get in those last couple of laps.
Team does actually improve slightly, moves his way up to 13th. Not quite under 129s yet, though. Meanwhile, Charcot, he's started his flying lap as we ride on board with him, coming out the first corner.
And right in front of him, you're going to see Pete, who has just hit as well. Going to try and get those last 2 laps in before see if he can improve his position from Pete. And that's Samuel with a 128.8, his personal best. Mario just still shy of breaking the 120. But our top 12 all under 128. But a half a second separates them.
Sorry, Charcot just put a wheel in the gravel on his lap. It wasn't a particularly fast one, although by his standards, everything seems pretty fast. So we'll see if he goes for another go here. Gets a good exit out of the final corner. And Tumas as well has set a new personal best Sector 1. So he might be able to improve on his line and set a new benchmark for Charcot to beat.
And with only 2 minutes left in qualifying, you're going to see some really hard
Oof.
pushing now.
Charcot has set a new server best, session best, 20.046 in that first sector. So he's on for a good lap currently. He just doesn't need to, he doesn't want to throw this one away. Does have a bit of traffic in front of him in that AMG.
And Thomas, his second sector was nothing particularly special, so he'll be hard pressed to reach a new.
Yeah, but the second sector for Tumas was still faster than Charcot's second sector. So they're about even currently. But Charcot probably got the advantage in this final sector here in the Lamborghini. Runs it all the way to the white line. In both of the final two corners.
Coming in, taking the second position.
Yeah, but Charcot, he's on a quick
Jumping
lap. He's probably going to improve here. And he does, and he goes fastest. 0.427.
And he retakes the pole position.
Yep. It was a very quick lap. That first sector, 0.2, well, probably like a tenth quicker than most of the other people are doing right now.
It's a 190. Oof. Yeah, he's really pushing it. Looking at the timing, he just put in almost his... No, it was his fastest lap, I believe. But still does not break the 128 barrier.
Charcot has actually just gone even faster in the first sector than his last lap, but he's... I'm not sure if that's the line he's meant to be taking through that corner there. Just hopped on board. It looks like he might actually be wanting to take that slightly deeper line on entry and work his way out. Having said that, though, it is not a quick second sector. So maybe not. Maybe I'm just talking about things I don't understand.
Yeah, he's already lost 0.3 in the second sector, so... As qualifying ends, we see the last laps coming in. I don't think he is going to improve on that one.
Wow.
His last sector was unbelievable. He lost 0.3 in the second sector and still fastest lap right there. Well, the track is very strange. You have a lot of low speed, and then you have that one high-speed switchback section in the middle, and it looks like he's chosen to take the first and the second, or the first and the third sectors like an absolute monster. And he's willing to sacrifice a little of that high speed. Looks like it's working great for him.
Yep, Rune going to try and improve on his time as well. Currently in P6, comes through the final corner. Set a good first sector, a little slow in the second sector, so we'll see what he can do here.
I don't think we're going to be seeing him take the pole position, but...
Nah, it doesn't even improve in the end.
Very close to his best time there, though, so his consistency is on point.
Oh, Tumas goes fastest!
Thomas,
oh.
in the last moment before the overtime ends, he takes pole position.
Yep.
By a tenth and a half. Wow, 1.5 tenths. Absolutely mad.
Yep, so we do have Tumas taking pole, Charcot in P2, Renstercock in third, Pete Roll fourth, and then Philip Simard coming in to fifth, Rujas in sixth, and then Mario Hauer and Samuel on the fifth row of the grid. Mark Martins and Oversteer follow him, and then Proshnika and Samuel Astolfi actually, they're in the next row, and Tom Basley and Tommy Manningham round out the row behind them. Luca Babetto doing better than his pre-qual performances. He'll come in 17th. Lubshinsky in 18th, Calamide 19th, followed by the sole McLaren Nevada in 20th. Then LSRX, he's in 21st. Jelly in the the GTR will follow him, and then we do have some others, but the graphics closed off too quickly, so I won't be able to tell you them, unfortunately. And now we just have a short little wait here for the for the race to go live. Well, I say race to go live, for the countdown to end, and the cars to be put on the grid.
You know, looking at the timing there, Thomas managed to gain all of his time in that on the second sector. There is almost half a second left on the table for Jakob to get. And I think that he's going to be looking for that. And just a reminder to my co-caster to reset to pits.
Don't worry, I've got the keybind sorted. We should be all right.
How many heart attacks have been caused by the broadcaster on the racing line?
Luckily, nothing like that
Who
occurred in
gets
the previous cast either.
Not from you or I, at least.
No.
And we're gonna be counting down soon. Good 30 seconds left. I'm gonna step off to fill my cup with water. I'll be right back before the race
Okay.
starts.
No problem. Let me just have a quick look through the chat. I haven't actually looked very much. My PC is not having issues. However, my family is all basically streaming Netflix on the same broadband, so that's probably where a bit of the ping issues have come from. I have asked them to knock it off in a nice way. Hopefully that will help out a little bit. And there we are. I think I'm off the grid there. Yes, I am. Look at that. As we wait for the race to go live, and we wait for Weq to come join us again. Tumas starting on pole. That's a lovely lap at the end, about a tenth and a half quicker than what Charcot could put in. And everyone looks to be starting on the soft tyres. So we look at the grid from the rear view camera there. All 30 of the cars lined up. Hopefully we have hopefully we have a clean first lap. Don't want any major incidents. Don't want people having to get loads of damages repaired earlier in the race.
I'm excited to see that turn 2. Turn 1 is a little bit hectic in most races, but turn 2 on the Red Bull Ring is just a wild time no matter what. So I think that should be real. I don't see any major carnage. The split of the field is so small today.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Between P1 and P30, I think there was only a maximum of a second, maybe a second and a half by the end with what Thomas did. And let's go red, and it's going to be race start.
Yep, a good getaway from Tumas there. Charcot, not very good, and he's dropped behind the second Porsche as well. And actually his third one as well.
Jumping into the lead, it looks he's going to be...
Nope.
Oh no, he slotted right back in. But excellent start from Renz.
Yeah, looks like most of the grid is filtered through, but as I say that, one of the AMG goes off there in the background. I think that was possibly Team, and the second one is now going to spin across the track. Oh no!
And he's spinning some more.
Oh no! It's gone badly wrong. There's been a bit of a blank pane style crash there.
Absolute blade. Oversteer is out of the race. We have Globchinski, man with garbage, with a ton of damage. Janik Moeller, also Babetta. His hood is bouncing. It looks like he's got a broken. I think we lost maybe 5 or 6 people in that accident.
Yeah, that
They're
was.
gonna.
I don't know what happened. Everyone seemed to get through the first corner all right, and then there was someone. I think one of the Vodafone AMGs ran across the track. I believe it may have been Teamer. And then he collected his teammate and a few other cars as well. As we do have a good battle here over at the front of the grid between Charcot and Rune Jansen, and as well as one of the AMGs, and that's Pete Roll, I think, or Philip Simard.
But you see Thomas just putting time down, not having a battle, not having able to just do what he does, and that's drive away from the.
Yeah, he's put a massive gap between himself and this fight going on behind them. They're just slowing everyone down as they go side by side up towards turn 2. Lamborghini on the inside as we are on board with Philip Simard on the AMG
It
behind.
looks like the Autobahn right now, 2 by 2 down.
Yeah, and Philip Simard has someone on the inside of him, but Charcot able to get in front.
This has been too wide racing for the entire lap, and I don't think it's going to stop much anytime soon.
No, and now Philip Simard is under attack from Pete Roll there. The two
And then
AMGs.
further back, you have Calamide trying to attack Samuel.
Yeah, Samuel just running a little bit wide there on the gravel. We'll manage to stay ahead. Does still have the Audi breathing down his neck though, as they head into the
Oscar
final
Pink.
2 corners.
Oscar Pink looking to make a move, getting the door closed.
Yeah, we have fights all over the field currently.
And Thomas just put down the fastest lap of the race, fastest first and second sector, but Jakob, fastest third sector. He really goes flying through those last 2 turns.
Oh, and there's contact into turn 2 between the Porsche and the AMG. I believe that was Rune Jansen and Philip Simard. Everyone gets away with it. A little bit of a little bumper rub though. And Philip
That shouldn't
Simard.
mess with the arrow too much, but I do believe we're still running 100% damage this season, so
Yep, you do have to be careful.
yeah, the bumping and the rubbing is gonna actually, it's gonna build on you over the course of these 60 minutes, so with only 4 minutes in, what little damage you might have now it could add up by the end.
Even if it's
Speaking of
only.
damage, jump on board to Man with Garbage and take a look at that wing.
Oh, that is not the right angle.
No, he's running some NASCAR aero today. It's gonna really hurt him, especially on those left turns.
Yeah, some people definitely lost out in terms of damage near the start there. Calamide still.
And now we're seeing a lot more single file.
Yeah, Calamide though, he's still right on the back of Samuel.
It's really starting to calm down a little, though.
Yeah,
You see
thankfully.
Globchinski's down. Oh, no. Okay. I thought Globchinski was down a lap. Is that correct? Did he have to pit for...
Yeah, he's put 2 sets of. Well, he's on his second set of soft, so I'm assuming he's gone for the pits and.
I do know that he is on a controller. So he told me that he goes through tires a lot because of the way the inputs go through.
Yeah,
So on softs, he must have to be really careful. And if he spins, he probably just has to go get a new pair.
that would not surprise me. Calamide going very wide on the entry to try and cut back against Samuel, but no entry given for him as Samuel keeps his line pretty well there.
Rune is chasing down Philip, and it's looking like, well, for the first sector, he was catching them, and in the second sector, it looked like he was losing them. So maybe again, little little difference in the sectors between cars is really spicing things up here.
Samuel Astolfi has also just managed to get past, I think that was Prchinika. If I'll
That,
say it eventually once.
that one's a tough one.
Yep. But he's managed to get past the
Jakob
Ferrari.
putting in the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's probably going to try and
He did.
charge his way back towards Tumas.
He may have put in the fastest lap, but that is quite the task. Thomas already has 4 seconds on him.
Almost 5.
And yeah, and he did take the pole position. So
Ooh.
it's going to take an error from Thomas, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if... Although Jakob did have a half a second missing in his second sector compared. So perhaps if he can find that, he can claw some of that back over the 50 minutes he's got ahead of him.
Yep, Baz Boomer has also just managed to get past Pete Roll up into turn 2. Pete
Do you
Roll
have
running
any
a little bit
insight
wide.
on the tires?
In what regard? I mean, I know
I
that the
didn't do
softs
any
are
race
probably...
pace testing.
Well, the softs are probably going to be able to last about 45 minutes on most of the cars, so most people will either be running a 2-stop on softs or a single stop on mediums, but no one's on mediums, so it's probably going to be a 2-stop on softs for everyone. There shouldn't really be any fall off on the pace for those first 30 minutes of the laps. So most people should be able to run pretty comfortably, quite aggressively, which is always lovely. And Charcot is making quite a lot of time on Tumas. He's 2/10 quicker on the previous lap. Samuel as well, trying to make a move on Basley there, around the outside into turn 2. The AMG is side by side, and Samuel getting forced out a little bit wide, going to have to drop him behind the other AMG. And stay where he is
Jakob
just for
putting
now.
down the fastest first sector again.
Yeah, he's on a mission.
He has really, really got a handle on that first and second turn. It gives a lot of people trouble. You can really lose the back end going over the second turn. Technically the third turn, but turn 2 has a hump in the middle of it. So you can lose the back end just enough to throw off your throttle application, but he doesn't care. He's tearing through that first sector almost every single lap, putting down either the fastest of the race or faster than everybody else. Speaking of fastest sectors again, Thomas is the fastest in Sector 2, and Jakob again is the fastest in Sector 3. They've pretty much split the track up.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a good battle, that one, I think, if it does get a little bit closer.
He is clawing back some time now, though.
Yeah, slowly but surely he is putting in laps faster than Tumas is able to. About 2/10, well, about 1/10 an average on each lap. So, going to be a few laps before he can make Tumas sweat. But definitely the gains are there. And Renz de Kock also not able to follow Charcot either.
Ooh, Calamide getting real close to the back of Adder. Might see that McLaren lose a position soon. It looks like he picked up a little bit of damage on the front. I'm not sure if that was from that initial kerfuffle at the start, but doesn't seem to be hurting his overall too much. His last lap was 4 seconds slower than his best lap, so maybe he picked up that damage. Oh, sorry, that's Calamide's last lap was 4 seconds worse. So
maybe a little bit of a mistake somewhere, because I know he was following an AMG earlier. I think it was Samuel he was following. And Matteo Lorenzetti right on the back of LSRX there. I think there might have been a tiny bit of contact as LSRX did run a little bit wide into the penultimate corner.
Pete putting some speed on, really catching up to Bass right now.
Interesting. Yep, he's right on the tail in that AMG. Supernova Racing AMG. Might have a bit of action soon. If he can get a run into this corner, but he's a bit far away. Just yet. Might be able to put a bit of pressure on him as they run through the next few corners, especially with Baz running a little bit onto the gravel there. Just kicking up a bit of the dust.
Further back, you have Justin van der Linden, really, really close to the back of Matteo Lorenzetti. He's going to be looking to make a pass on that Audi probably in the next turn as he dives around him and onto the inside.
Yep, side by side.
There's contact.
Justin ends up facing the wrong way.
He held the brakes and no extra contact.
Yep.
Unfortunate for him, but at least nobody else was collected in that.
Yeah, Nadas ended up running really wide into the penultimate corner, trying to get a pass on to Coburst.
And while we were watching that, Calamie did make the pass on Adder, who's also about to be drag raced by a GTR. You can really see how much that 40-kilogram ballast hurt the McLaren. It was like DRS for that that GTR right there.
Yep, he did lose a little bit of time in that penultimate corner and got, I think, a bit of a shaky entry to
Jonas Kuberstein. Just under attack by Calamie. Now he's coming under attack as well. That GTR slotting in. And Adder not giving up the position. Going to be fighting Jonas for the 17th position. Sorry, for the 16th position.
Yeah, and Chemo having a little bit of a look in the inside of Adder there, but not enough space to really make a pass.
Alice Irks really close to the bumper of team.
Yeah, and team actually ran a little bit wide there. You can see all the damage on the front of that windscreen as well of the AMG involved in that lap 1 collision. Probably making that car quite a bit of a handful.
Yeah, the front splitter on that, I imagine, is probably pretty useful with that big old engine up front. And the pits are going to be opening in a minute, so we'll be seeing how those strategies are going to be playing out soon. I don't expect to see anybody switching to mediums right away.
No, you'd expect most people to try and
Samuel,
go as far as they can on these
in a drag race with Samuel. Samuel and the AMGs go too wide through the corner, and Samuel comes out on top. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that you did that for me.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it was actually Tom Basley you passed, not Samuel.
Oh, damn. You're right. I was so excited.
Yeah. However, you might still have your chance soon. An actual Samuel is ahead, but that's in a Ferrari. There's a little bit of gap between that anyway.
And it looks like Tom getting chased down by Tommy. So that GTR is so fast when it gets onto the straight. You can see it every time. Fastest lap again coming in from Jakob. He is on a tear.
Yep, another 10th shaved off the time between him and Tumas.
Which was at one point nearly 5 seconds down to 2.5 seconds. Equally, he's gained 2.5 seconds on Renz, who was right on his bumper when Thomas was so far ahead. So this is just pure his pace. Pete putting on a show over here. He's fallen back a few positions, and I think he wants to catch those. Unfortunately, Bass is doing real well today.
Yep, that Audi.
Gained 2 from the start. Minor damage.
Tommy again just having a little look on the inside of Tom Basley there. But again, just no space for that big GTR to park its way through. And again, a look in the inside, and actually does force Tom Basley to go a little bit wide, but not enough to give Tommy a way
Look
through.
like they go wide on that turn almost. Well, I don't want to say all the time, but whenever I seem to take a look on Tom with a little cheeky headlight flash, like to imagine he just has that bound to his accelerator.
That would be a horrible world if that was the case for everyone.
Men with garbage, under attack from Chemo Lepinin. 2 GTRs with a lot of damage, battling it out right now.
Yeah, quite far down the order, but you can see just that rear wing on Man with Garbage is just, it's not straight, is it? And there's a lot of damage on both of them.
Not at all.
So,
But it's good to see that they're still able to battle it out. They're still competing.
ooh, a little bit of a touch there, but they both make it through the corner. Chemo Lepinin does come out on top. Man with Garbage losing that position. Drops
Calamide
to 25th.
taking a drag race right now. He wants that position, flashing the headlights, and he's mad that he is not being given it. Goes around the outside. Is he going to be able to keep even? No, falls right back behind Tommy Manninen.
Yep, an interesting battle, and Tom Basley as well is actually past Howard, so maybe something happened between, well, something happened maybe for Howard to allow Tom Basley to get past so easily, because last I checked, Tommy Manninen was the one chasing Tom Basley.
Jonas is chasing down Yannick right now. And we see our first pit from Team.
Who was actually disconnected, by the looks of it.
Oh,
A lot of damage on
poor
that
team.
AMG earlier on.
We have, looks like 4 disconnects? Yes.
Yeah. Tommy Manninen still under attack by Calamide. Could be an interesting battle, and we'll see if Calamide can do anything into turn 3 here. Behind the wing of that sorry, I keep calling them AMGs. Behind the wing of that GTR, but not close enough into the corner. I feel like the GTR just has enough on its legs to pull away on these straights and deny the Audi any sort of gains and a chance to do it under braking.
Meanwhile, Pete in the actual AMG having a little different story with his Audi in front. He's putting time on him, but it doesn't look like he's able to catch him in these straights.
And another fastest lap by Charcot, which is 2/10 faster than both Tumas and Rens de Kock.
Now, I'm not sure how similar to real life this is, but from what I had gathered watching some GT3 with AMG, they don't gain much from being in the tow, and so he's just going to have to out-corner him to really gain the time. You can see how close he is. He should have some kind of a tow, but he almost gains nothing in the straights.
Yeah, and that wheel on the grass isn't going to help him either. He tries to find any
Oscar
sort
Pink
of sliver.
trying to catch up to the bumper of Matteo Lorenzetti. This is a likely story all around the track. You're seeing a lot of Mercedes behind a lot of Audis.
Yeah, and as well, Jelly Walters fighting currently with Man with Garbage in those GTRs towards the back of the field.
Jelly Walters with one of my favorite liveries in the field, and it looks like he's taken some serious damage, so...
Yeah, and he's found a way past Man with Garbage there.
Well, to be fair, Man with Garbage is probably having to fight that a little bit, but as I say that, he steals the inside, and he's gonna keep fighting back for that position. He doesn't want to give it up that easy.
I think he's going to have to. Jelly's managed to secure the position and is probably going to pull a little bit of gap now. Looks like there isn't as much damage on that GTR as there is for Man with Garbage. For one, the wings in a straight line, so...
And a battle I had mentioned earlier, which was Oscar Pink trying to chase down Mateo, it looks like he's gotten past him, and it also looks like he's about to get passed again. Oh, that's Glebchinski unlapping himself by somebody.
Yeah.
And I think he just probably got a blue flag warning, but you know what? He has every right to try.
Yeah, if he's got the pace, keep going for it.
And we know he has the pace. We saw him as our race winner for VRR, so... Some people will be a little angry, though, when somebody tries to unlap themselves. As is, though.
Yeah, it all depends on whether the person trying to unlap themselves doesn't actually have the pace, or if it's
Mind
just
you,
slowing
let's
them both
jump to
down.
the lead right now, where under a second between first and second position.
Oh, this is going to be a
It
good
took him
battle.
20 minutes. It took him 20 minutes, but he made it. Now what can he do? Thomas, who for the past 20 minutes has been driving alone, has suddenly looked in his mirror and gone, oh shit, there's a race going on.
Yep, he's got that big green Lamborghini. Probably going to fill quite a lot of the mirror at this point. Less than a second between them now. And it's just been Charcot able to chip away those 2 tenths every single lap. We'll see whether Charcot can actually make a pass or whether he's going to end up stalled behind this Porsche.
Oh, we have actually a 5th person out of the race that's just not showing on the timing, Luca.
He was involved as well earlier on. He was actually, I think he was sort of sideswiped.
He was just he was just an innocent bystander, but
Yeah.
he wasn't in my dropped list, so I hadn't even noticed he was missing. Sorry, Luca.
Yeah. I mean, it probably won't be too sorry to have his well, not disqualified, but can't think of the word.
Has dropped.
Retirement.
Oh yeah.
Retirement.
Oh, and
mentioned.
we see Tom going into the pits for an actual pit stop.
Yep, that's the
Gonna
AMG.
take another set of softs, I believe.
And I believe Glubshinsky will actually have to make another stop during the pit window, will he? Or did he actually pit when the window was open? I cannot remember.
Glebchinski, he pit far before the window was open.
Yeah, okay. So I believe he's going to have to make another pit during the pit window.
Yeah, and Tom, with his pit, it's going to put him in last, but let's see how that works for his overall strategy.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of
Up
clean
at the
air.
front, though. Jakob, half a second. It's turned into a race for that first position, and it's going to come down to if Thomas can defend. Because Jakob looks like he has the pace.
Yeah, and it's pretty damn close now. Only a few car lengths between them. looks even closer when they go through the corners.
Taking a quick look in the Discord, it looks like people are pretty happy, even after being crashed out, with us going to 100% damage. So, and we see Pete jumping into the pits. He's going to be dropping down. Let's see where this puts him. Also, Jonas into the pits. And Pete is going to come out still in front of Tom Basley.
Calamid is trying to find any way he can past this big GTR of Manningen.
The GTR is a wide boy, though, so
Yeah, he gets very close
sure
under the brakes. He's getting very close under the brakes, but just only able to find any sort of way past. Can't quite close the gap enough to do it under braking.
Well, the Audi does seem to be extraordinarily good through the turns, and as I say that, he gets a little oversteer into that one, drifts it, and loses probably about 1/10 of a second just there alone. And that's not going to help him on the straight, of course, because the GTR, as I was going to say, is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line.
Yeah, and the leaders, 2 leaders are actually going to come up to a bit of traffic here. They have a Ferrari ahead of them.
And that is going to be the Ferrari of Jonas Koberstein, who hopefully is going to notice he's got a blue flag.
Yeah,
he does, and he's going to
well out
yield.
the way. He does move well out of the way, but that's just going to be a little one of those things that sort of could offset you a little bit going into the corner like that, especially for Tumas. Might just brake a little bit early than he wanted to. Or... Yeah.
And Yannick Moller, right on the bumper of Matteo Lorenzetti. He looks like Lorenzetti made a mistake on his last lap, and that gave Yannick the opportunity to pull up along. The battle of Calamid and Tommy Manningen has now drawn in Mario Hauer as well, as they both catch up to the back of him. Maybe having to handle Mario in front will give Calamid the opportunity to take down Tommy.
Yeah, it's definitely an opportunity for him. See if he can try and sneak his way through as a battle ensues. Try to sneak up the inside, maybe get a good exit out of a corner if they run wide.
Jakob is now within well under the half-second mark to Thomas.
Yeah, across the line it was 3.7 of a second.
Thomas's line through the second sector is so perfect, though. You can see why he's got the fastest second sector of the race.
Yeah,
And
but
you can
Charcot
see
still was
puts
that
a little
absolute.
bit of distance.
Charcot's still the absolute fastest time though for this race. Ooh,
But
Tumas
then
was
on
a
that
little bit
third
of
sector, you can
and Tumas
see.
into the pits. Tumas is coming to the pits.
All right, let's see how that strategy pays off. I wonder if the pressure was getting to him, or if he just had a plan that he's going to stick to.
Well, we are at pretty much the halfway point, so he's probably just thinking about the tyres. Doesn't want to overstretch them too far when he doesn't need to.
And let's pay attention to Jakob's tires and see if those fall off. If all of a sudden he starts losing a bunch of time per lap, maybe Thomas made the right choice here, pitting when he did.
Could well be.
Do these tires, do they fall off like a cliff?
I think it's they're pretty good for quite a while, and then they are sort of a bit of a
Take a look in the
knife
pit right now.
Tumas has come actually out in pretty clean air, so we'll be happy about that. No one to bother him for now. Add the closest person in front of him, and it's quite a decent chunk between them both. About
Yeah,
3 4
Natter's on old
seconds.
tires. Although Adder, right now, quite happy. Unfortunately, he's going to have to pit and fall back down. But for the moment, I'm sure he's content looking at that 7th position.
Yeah, and this will actually be a good test for the tyres here between Kimo Leppänen and Rensterkok. Rensterkok just come out the pits on the new fresh set of tyres. Lepänen's still on his old one, so it'll be a good test to see if the old tyres are still holding a bit of pace compared to the new ones.
And Kimo is on an old set. Samuel on my timing says he is, but he did pit, so I'm going to doubt that one.
Okay.
Matteo Lorenzetti still on an old set of tires.
Oscar Pink trying to
Tommy
get past
Mananen.
Yannick Muller at the moment, down into turn 3.
Samuel in the pits right now, getting a new set himself. Philip Samard as well. Jakob dives in and Bass. And that's going to propel Rune Jensen to our race leader, Tommy Mananen, and then Adder on the podium. Tomas is tearing up behind Adder now. And Jakob coming out right behind Tomas, with about the same distance as when Tomas had pit. Pete Roll making a move on the inside, or the outside rather, of Bas Bohma. And it looks like he's going to make that one stick.
Yeah, still side by side though as he go into the next corner. Actually, Pete able to get a bit of a overlap, but Baz dives
is
it down the
braking.
inside.
Oh,
A little bit of contact. Just pushes
doesn't
him a
even
little
throw
bit
him
over the
wide,
line. But yeah, overtake by Baz there. Just a bit of elbows out racing to get past that AMG.
Oscar Pink right on the bumper of Yannick Moller. He's going to be looking for an opportunity soon.
Yeah, he did try earlier, but Yannick was able to hold that inside line.
And it looks like Man with Garbage has finally retired. He perhaps took a look at his wing and noticed what was going on.
Maybe he realized how long it would take to repair. As Rune Jansen has just come out of the pits, I think, in P6.
Tommy Mananen still not pitting. Perhaps going for the one soft strat. Can tires pop in Assetto Corsa?
I don't think they can.
If anybody watching would like to correct me, I would love to know. Speaking of which, I don't even have the stream running, so let me do that so I can read chat.
Oh, they can apparently,
Well, damn.
but not due to wear.
Wait a minute, I could swear that I've done a burnout long enough to pop them.
Yeah, but that's heat rather than wear.
Oh, okay, they do to heat. There we go.
Yeah. A nice little battle between Philip Samard and Rune Janssens here. I think Rune trying to stave off Philip for the moment after Rune has come out of the pits. Looks like Philip has quite a bit of damage still.
Samuel Astolfi looking at, oh, the name that gives me so much trouble, Luke John Proknikna. Ferrari on Ferrari battle. Is he going to be able to get close enough to make a move into turn 1? No. No, he will not.
Might be able to set something up for turn 2 though.
He does get a really good exit from turn 1. But
Still quite a distance back there.
yeah, it looks like Luke John took even more distance on him on that one. Jakob not as close to Tomas as he was before.
Yeah, but still well under a second. But yeah, above half a second, and he was sort of fluttering around that 4/10 of a second earlier before the pit stops. But still definitely within range of attack. Should Tomas make a mistake? That's Boomer as well in a battle here with Philippe Samard. He's in a nice AMG sandwich actually, as he tries to get past the Vodafone stickered AMG.
There you go. Sorry about that. I had some background noise, so I had to mute myself for just a moment.
It's no problem. Just enjoying this battle between Baz and Philippe. Let's see if Baz can sort of make a move on Philippe in the next couple of laps, maybe, or next couple of corners even. So we get a bit of a jitter there. And he also has Pete Roll right on his rear bumper as well under braking. He might have to start thinking about defending.
So it's only going to take one really good defense from Philip to throw Bas off, and then Pete is an opportunist. He will gladly gobble up as many free positions as he's handed. So Tomas now putting a little bit of distance on Jakob.
Yeah.
Almost stretching it back to a second. And Tommy still on his first set of tires. Absolutely a mad lad.
He is running a second slower than the two people behind him. So
yeah, he will be overtaken soon. I'm sure he can't be planning to try and go race distance like this. And
he has to make a pit. He only has 6 minutes to do it.
Oh, that's true. So without a pit, he would be disqualified. So
yeah, it doesn't have to change tires, of course. Just has to either put at least 1 liter of fuel in, or change tires.
that is true, and it is a or. So any of you who did both, I'm sorry.
Well, if you change your tires, you may as well fuel as well. So, because that's is it sequential or is it all at once?
I believe they happen at the same time.
So you may as well fuel then as well, if you need it, of course. Oh, Philip Samard ran a little bit wide there into the gravel. Just managed to rejoin and get in front of Baz. Not too much to allow Baz a time to strike, but he is right under the bumper now of Philippe, and maybe might try something if he gets a good exit out of the final corner. So Renz de Kock has actually put in the fastest lap of 128.494. That is very quick, and that is about a tenth and a half quicker than anyone else so far in the session. And oh, Baz, just a little touch on Philippe Samard there in the braking.
Yeah,
Philippe will stay ahead, but
2/10 of a second.
Baz has actually lost out to the other AMG that was behind him. That's Pete Roll, and will now get past Philippe Samard in the end. There's a run up to turn 2, but
not.
actually, yeah, Philippe.
Yeah, he will. And then Pete looking. Oh, I thought he was going to be looking to take that position from Philip on that one as well.
Yeah, his best chance would have been up to turn 2, but
Renz finally decided to get rid of his sandbags, and he's finally looking for that podium position.
yeah,
I
mean, when Tommy Manningen pits, you'd expect Renz de Kock to come out in front of him. I don't think you can get through the pit lane in less than sort of 8 seconds.
No, certainly not.
So Renz will be on the podium when Tommy Mannanen does decide to come into for the pit.
Adder looking to battle up from 23rd.
And Tommy Mannanen is actually between the two leaders right now, as they do end up going past him,
Just for
but...
a moment, though.
Sorry?
It was just for that moment, though, as
Yep.
they both tore right past him.
Yeah,
You can
but
see the grip difference.
Charcot, though, he's only about half a second behind Tumas now, so it could get interesting once again, and maybe we'll see Charcot have a go as we do enter the sort of final
And
stages
here,
of this.
You've got Bas Boma, Pete Roll, and now Mark Martin, all very close together. Mark looking for an opportunity past both of them. He's found his pace, that radioactive car. He had it earlier, and it looks like he's decided to assert it. I really like the rear splitter of that car as well.
It's a very, very nice looking car. Charcot
Philip doing a great job.
Charcot is pretty damn close to the rear bumper of Tumas coming up to turn 2. Only a few tenths behind. And the braking not being able to get anything done this time, but he's...
Literally on the bumper.
Yep, and I wonder if he'll be able to get any closer again. Still just trying to work his way into a position where he can formulate an overtake. Doesn't want to do anything stupid and take them both out.
Jelly Walters fixed his damage during his pit stop. Now, tearing through the field. He's gained 2 positions, and it looks like he's looking for a third right now on Matteo Lorenzetti. And Tommy Mannanen, only a minute and a half left to pit. He's going to have to do it this or the next lap, or he's going to catch that disqualification.
Yeah, I think you'd have to pit this lap.
I imagine
Really?
he does know it's mandatory.
You'd hope so. Definitely hope so.
It did tell you at the start of the race. And there he goes diving in right now. See where that's going to put him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's going to come out clear of the Pete Bast and Mark Martin's battle. Thomas putting in the fastest lap just now with a .422.
Yeah, and that's a couple
Again.
attempts quicker than what Charcot was able to do last lap.
It's that third sector. He actually finally took the fastest third sector there. Mark Martin's fallen back a little from the battle. But now it's going to involve Rune Jansen soon. No, sorry, that's wrong. I'm just bad at math sometimes. Tommy Mannanen did pop out right behind the battle of Mark Martin's, Bas Boma and Pete Roll, though. So on his fresh tires, I
Yeah,
expect he's going to be catching up and perhaps getting past them soon.
yeah, I imagine Tommy's probably thinking that on these very fresh tyres he'll be able to try and get some passes on these drivers who were on more worn tyres. Perhaps
Honestly,
hoping...
I expected him to fall further down with his pit stop timing, but he came out in pretty good location. There's a good battle going on in front of him that's slowing them down, so this
Yeah.
seems like a good decision from him and his team. I don't know if he has a team, but his engineers sure knew what they were doing.
I mean, yeah, if you lead this little
Ren's
pack,
the
you're in
cock.
5th, so it's not a bad finish position at all. And then Rune Jansen is not much further up the road either.
And we have the...
At the lead battle is heating up as Charcot is around the outside of Tumas. As he
And
goes
they
side
drag
by
race
side.
down
Yeah, the side by
turn
side
2.
down towards turn 3. Is Tumas going to be able to stay with him on the inside? He is, and
He is.
he
Too
might.
wide. They're going to stay even.
Yeah,
Leaving each other plenty of room. Good
Yeah.
racing, but the Porsche's got such grip on the inside there.
yeah.
Now, is Jakob going to try and keep it on the inside here?
He will try, but I think that Porsche again, just with that
That
outside line,
sector
able to carry
too.
more speed through it.
Yeah, the Porsche second sector is so tight and tidy that you can really see why it's able to defend him there.
Yeah, but Charcot, I don't think Charcot's finished by any means. 30 minutes left of this race. And still
No,
within
this
a
is
few
now
tenths.
13 minutes of defense from Thomas if he wants to win.
Yeah. You don't think he'll be able to put any feet wrong.
No, and even if Thomas manages to slow the race down a lot with defense, it's not going to be easy for Renz to catch up to that. It's 8 seconds between them right now.
Yeah, I mean, Renz, though, he's running pretty similar to his... well, actually... Well, based on that last lap, he gained a second and... well, just under a second, actually, on these two cars battling.
Jumping back to Tommy and his fresh tires, he has already overtaken Bass, and now he is chasing down Pete. So not very long it took him to catch and pass Bass right there, so. And that
Yeah.
put Bass under pressure from Lukshan, who is now right on his bumper.
Yeah, a big battle heating up here in the sort of top 10 positions.
Then you also have Adder, who is going to be under attack soon from Jonas. Sorry, Jonas, it's the Jonas brothers. They did it to you.
Yeah, Mark Martins has also made it past Pete Roll, and is now trying to try and get a move on to catch Philippe Samard. Just a second and a half up the road from him.
But Tommy, even with his damaged front end, looks like he's going to be catching Pete soon. Although the GTR does not look like it does so well in the second sector. Jakob.
Yep, he's on the back of him. He's going to try on the outside of turn 2 again. That's what he did last time.
He's going to drag race in. It's going to take the outside. Porsche's going to have the inside, and Thomas is not going to let that go easy.
Oh, but a nice little cutback from Charcot. Going to give him the inside for the next turn, and that's where Thomas was able to fend him off last time.
I believe he's going to outbrake him on this one.
Thomas going to try and stick it
go
around the outside, though.
wide again. And this is what happened last time, but in reverse. And so, oh, a little shoulder rub.
Yeah,
still too wide.
Thomas has the inside, though, and that Porsche is just able to hang in there. Charcot doing a very admirable job, though, in that Lamborghini to try and stay with him, and Thomas ultimately will end up the victory out of that sequence of corners, but Charcot isn't done just yet.
But yeah, he did not have that held as well as he did before, so they're still too wide into the last two corners.
This is amazing racing.
So.
Oh, Charcot just manages to bump his little way past. Thomas right on the tail, though, still. This is brilliant racing. I'm really enjoying this one, this battle for the lead. 10 minutes left, and we may have another 10 minutes of wheel-to-wheel racing here.
Further back, we have Bass, who got by Tommy again.
Yeah, and Samuel Astolfi, he's right on the tail of Prochninsky. Sorry, I keep thinking Prochninsky, but it's Prochnika. Lukshan. I'll just call you Lukshan. That's probably easier. I don't know why I keep defaulting to Prochninsky.
Samuel.
Yeah.
But Thomas looks like Jakob
got a good run out of that corner.
Down, but there we go. In that second sector again, he just has so much grip through these turns.
Yeah, and I don't know if he'll be able to keep it there on the outside of this one. although he's doing very well, and he actually manages to get back past Charcot there through the second sector and retake the lead.
Not giving it up that easy.
And
Oh, and right there, a massive shunt.
And
do
the
we
leaders go out.
Are we gonna have both of these? And there we go, Renz de Kock taking the lead. Jakob saying, "If I can't have it, nobody can."
That was that was not
I don't
good.
think that was intentional, but
no, he's already
Renz
disconnected.
de Kock
He's
taking that.
yeah, there's a lot of damage to that Porsche now of Tumas.
Thomas saying, "I don't care. I'm still in it, though."
Yeah, a lot of damage though. He's probably
yeah,
going to be
he
able
hit
to.
that wall going fast.
Yeah,
With 8 minutes left, I think he can
probably hang
keep
in there
on
for
the track
P2.
For the podium.
Yeah. It's going to be a Porsche 1-2-3 at the moment. The only 3 Porsches in this split all are going to be on the podium so far.
Oh, that should be an interesting, salty discussion later.
Meanwhile, Samuel, going to be attacking Samuel into the second corner here. On that AMG, goes towards the inside. Not close enough just yet to try and get alongside. We'll have to hold back for now, but might be able to get a decent exit out of the next corner and try and run his way around the corner into turn 4.
Oh no! Jakob perhaps had a disconnection.
I feel like Charcot did disconnect.
Yeah, he did go into space mode, flying straight off the track, so...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was just my connection acting up a little bit, but yeah, I feel like he did disconnect and...
I thought perhaps he had ramped off of him.
I'm not sure the Porsche is that much of a applicable ramp for the Lamborghini, especially with the low splitter on that Lambo.
I think we'll be hearing from him soon. I see him typing there. Yeah, he seems pretty sad about that. It's gonna be a disconnect. It's better than a wheel failure or your pedal getting stuck, though. Those ones personally are the worst frustrating things. Mark Martin's up into 5th.
Does have Pete Roll on his tail, though.
He is trying to chase down Philip, though. Wants those points.
Yeah, no, of course, everyone gaining an extra position after Charcot's disconnect.
Meanwhile, the backfield has calmed down a bit. A lot more space coming between them. You have Calamide, though, still close to the bumper of Tommy Manninen. Tommy, despite being on fresh tires, looks like he has made some mistakes and fallen back a few positions.
Yeah, he was up at the front back. Well, not the front, but he was in the mid pack of the top 10, fighting with Baz Boomer and Samuels. Yeah.
Yeah, the Samuels battling it out within half a second of each other right now. AMG looking pretty good in the first sector, but not able to keep even during the second. That big heavy front engine really affects the second sector of these. Pete right on the bumper of Mark Martins. Mark trying to ditch the toe. Little does he know, it's barely helping. He probably lost time there because he wouldn't have been helping him anyway.
Yep, and now Pete Roll alongside him. Up on the run to turn 2. Who's going to be able to outbrake the other one? I feel like Pete Roll may be able to get the better of him just here. That inside line definitely going to help him, but Mark Martin is carrying a lot of speed around the outside. Manages to stay
A little bit
neck and neck.
And you can see that pro sticker. You definitely know Mark Martins knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now,
Still,
I'm not sure, but I think if you look at Boss somewhere, there might be a bro sticker on his car. That's how you know he knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Calamide still really close to the back of Tommy Manninen. He is not letting this one go, and Tommy just doesn't want to lose any more positions. His pit strategy was brilliant. I don't know what went wrong, but he's about to lose out to Calamide in the second sector.
Yeah, side by side.
Is that front aero damage?
I'm
Do you
not
think
sure.
it's affecting him that much?
I mean, it's definitely not helping. And the thing is, he was on new tyres as well, so maybe there was some sort of contact, or he's ended up in the gravel somewhere in the midst of a battle. Calamid, lovely positioning to get up the inside there into the last corner. Looks like he's
Really
going
good
to win
racing
out.
through that last corner, giving each other space.
Yeah, it looks like he
But
will win
now,
out.
the GTR in the toe on a straight, I mean, you pretty much are going to be losing the position again real soon. Like I said, it's like DRS when that thing's behind you. It just opens up and tears past.
Yeah, Tumas has actually lost out in the end to Rune Jensen.
Yeah,
So he's
he's
dropped to
taken
third, but
quite a bit of damage, but
yeah, it should be
Porsche
all
went
right
through thick
for
still.
the podium. Philip Simard 8 seconds behind in that AMG. Pete Roll has actually lost out to Baz Boomer in the fight with Mark Martins. And we will actually
can't
sort of see the
battle
bro
for the
sticker on the
lead,
back of the.
Raphael.
Sorry?
Oh, Raphael was saying, watch the battle for the lead, but the leader is walking away with it.
Yeah, there really isn't a battle for the lead anymore, unfortunately.
No, Rens de Kock has really shown what he brought to here. But yeah, Thomas, it wasn't really a battle, unfortunately. With that much
Yeah.
damage, Rune was just able to catch and pass him, and
Yeah, and as you can see,
Thomas has just got a.
the
You can
gap
see.
is just expanding and expanding, so there's not much of a battle going on there. It's just Tumas trying to try and fight for these last few minutes to keep his P3.
Yeah, he's got 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and it's going down at about more than half a second a lap. So he's really got to defend against Philip in this last lap, because if he wants that podium, he's not going to win it in an absolute race. That car has taken a lot of damage. Bass, though. Bass and Pete Roll, Samuel and Samuel. Mark Martins as well. Those two battles have been going on for so long. We have Calamid strongly in ahead of Tommy Manninen now.
Yeah, he's built a bit of a gap, 2 seconds between those two. Samuel's still on the back of Astolfi. Samuel's trying to battle it out, but I don't think Samuel was able to get close enough to make much of a challenge so far against the Ferrari.
And Mark Martins is keeping pretty good pace in front of Bass, so it's not looking like Bass is going to get another opportunity unless we see a mistake. With only a minute left. And where is Rens right now? We're going to have this lap and then another one.
Yep, he's been a big, the biggest victor from that collision between Tumas and Jakob.
Mario Hauer on the bumper of Tommy Manninen in the last minute, looking to gain that final position and jump up into the 12th place. He's lost 4 from his qualifying, so he's just trying to claw him back now.
Yeah, not much time to do it though. He may be able to get past Tommy Manninen here, but he's only got about, well, probably one more lap. Whereas Rens, actually no, this will be the last lap actually. As Rens is still in the second sector, 10 seconds left on the clock, and we are going to see Rens, as long as he doesn't bottle it in those last 2 corners, take the win for round 1 of the Red Bull, well, of the GT3 Season 10 at Red Bull Ring in Austria, as he comes through the last corner. And he will indeed take the checkered flag and claim victory.
And he buzzes the pit wall, says hello to the engineers, flashing his lights, and Rens de Kock is our race winner.
Yep, Rune Jansen's coming across the line in second
followed
place.
by Thomas. Thomas, who had an amazing race, an unfortunate accident taking him from the top 2. Jakob Rip. We got Philip Simard, Mark Martins, Pete Roll, Basbuma, Samuel Astolfi, then Samuel. Luke Jean, not even going to try the last name this time. Calamede, Tommy Mananen coming in now. Mario Hauer in 13th. Tom Basley, 14th. El Sirks coming in, and then we have Yannick Muller in 16th. Oscar Pink coming in, love that car. Kimo Lepinin finishing the race. Matteo Lorenzetti, followed by Jelly Walters now. Adder coming through 21st position. The only McLaren, I really wish we had seen more of them. Jonas and Glebczynski to finish the race. An amazing job. Had a few, quite a few, not finish. But those of you who did, amazing racing today. Really good stuff.
Yes, some brilliant side-by-side action through a lot of those tight sections in the middle sectors where we saw the most of racing.
Now, I'd like to congratulate Porsche on their 1-2-3 victory.
Expect the balance to be changed for the next race. I'm sure that'll be a heated discussion in the with the moderators, but
But it is okay. You know, I'd like to give them credit. They all did an amazing job. They raced really hard. We would have seen a Lamborghini on the podium, so
yeah, we would have, but not for that disconnection.
who do we want to drag in to talk? I mean, the race winner, right?
It's got to be the race winner.
It's gonna be Perry Hodder. Let's go. He doesn't have a choice. Hello. Surprise, you're with us now.
Is he here? I wonder if he's here.
I think he can hear us.
The best interviews are the ones where the other person doesn't speak. Let's be fair.
Yeah, so how did you feel about your race today?
God, that's just such an insightful answer. Thank you for that input.
He's looking for his mic. Don't worry
Hello?
about it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Looking for my mic.
yeah, no worries, man. No worries. It's
We can hear you.
Yep. It's fine. We know that we sort of brought you in short notice there. So look, bit of a lucky race there at the end.
Yeah, I don't know
collision up
really what
front.
happened, but yeah, I don't know what really happened between Thomas and Jakob Charcot. They looked really strong today, and I was with my spaghetti arms just clinging onto my wheel, not knowing what I was doing really, to be honest. But I think the first few laps were just the most intense racing I've ever experienced, and after that, I was lucky to get away from the pack, and well, in the first set, the tires really gave up on me quite early, so I had to stop right bang on the middle of the race. That worked out luckily because I saw that the other guys were also double or doing a soft strategy. So that worked out perfectly fine, and yeah, I was lucky in the end with my results. But everyone drove incredibly fast this weekend, so that's nice. Promises a lot for the next few rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's going to be a lot of discussion around the ballast on that Porsche. What do you have to say about that, if anything?
Well,
Well, I think
Sorry, do you feel that the Porsche is particularly good on this track, or do you think that the Porsche is going to be good overall?
no, the Porsche is particularly good at this track because of all the traction, and especially in the second turn, you can really get that because you're going slightly uphill, still turning. Then the extra traction is an enormous help to the pace of the car. I know that all the discussion lately has made it look like the Porsche is like overpowered, but I think that Jakub showed perfectly fine that other cars are also capable of going so fast. So I think
Yeah,
we'll
for
have to
sure.
see for the next few rounds how the BOP works out. I don't think it's particularly OP just on this track, but we knew that beforehand.
All right. So I think you mentioned that you didn't quite know what happened between the leaders before you took the lead. Believe it was Charcot got a disconnect as he was trailing who was it? Tumas. Tumas was the leader.
Yeah.
He got a disconnect while trailing him and ended up basically wiping him out as he lost connection, which
Oh, okay.
obviously gave the Porsche a lot of damage into that final stages of the race after hitting the
Yeah.
barrier, but luckily able to stay on the podium for the end. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he kept charging. He hit that wall hard, and he just was like, "No, I'm going for it." Although it was blatantly obvious how much he lost in pace after that accident. How do you feel about the change to 100% damage? You didn't pick any up during the race, right?
I was in the lucky position that I haven't had any contact with anyone. The first few laps were quite hairy because it was very close racing and everyone was just diving on everyone on every turn. So that was a bit hairy, and I think it was the first lap, Charcot got really deep on me on turn 2, so I had to avoid it and run wide in the corner. Perhaps you caught that on stream as well. Not knowing, I didn't realize, to be honest, that the damage was 100%, but perhaps I'll get to know what it feels like in the next races, but let's hope I don't.
Well, I hope you don't as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. I'm going to drag in Luke Jean because I really want to ask this one question for him.
Hi. Have a great night.
You
Thank you
too,
for
mate.
streaming.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Hey, my big question is.
Oh, bollocks, I just moved him out.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just moved you out by accident while trying to move Parry out of her.
Did we
Sorry.
ever once pronounce your name right? Like, could you pronounce your name for us? Because we both, I think, messed it up every time, and I'd like to at least get it right
Okay,
once.
Yeah.
it's Lucian Pruchnica.
Okay.
Lucian Prognik. Could you give me the last one again?
Pruchnica.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get it right next time. I think he came closer than I did.
Yeah, I think it would be tough anyway for you.
But either way, that was a really good race. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel fine. I had much faster pace than in another league that I was recently driving, also on this track and in the same car. I improved like 0.7 seconds per lap, so it's great. But I was also practicing much more than before.
Yeah. So, how many laps did you did you actually do for the practice? Because it's interesting to know how much people are actually sort of investing in these races. Because obviously you said you did it in you've sort of have better pace than another league. Was that on the same track as well, or?
Yeah, it was exactly the same track, the same car. But before, maybe in this case, for this pre-qualification, I did like 100 laps, so it's pretty much as for me, because I usually do the minimum.
Yeah. Okay. And then obviously that's you were helped by your other race as well, a bit of practice there as well, helping with your consistency.
But I also didn't expect that I could be so consistent and have improved so much in terms of time per lap. So I'm happy with the results, but I also did one mistake and hit Timmy. But at the time I was looking in the mirror more, was focused to what's going behind me instead of looking forward. So it was one big mistake from.
Yeah, I mean everyone makes mistakes. You just have to hope for a better race next time. And
There we go.
welcome back, and thank you for joining us with a bit of an interview here. Interesting to learn a little bit about the sort of time it took you to sort of practice for this and all that. So thank you for joining us, and good luck in the next race. And
Thank you.
I'll see you.
Oh, one final question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color? I told everybody last time that Paisani's favorite color was green, so what is your favorite color?
It's tough question. I don't know. Well, I didn't prepare template for a car yet, but you can expect a layout from me. So
Alright, I'm excited to see.
actually, I was representing Polish team that promotes Italian cars, so it's called Forza Italia, and probably in this season I will drive for this team also. So you can wait for a next race for a skin.
Oh, I look forward to that one.
Awesome. I'm excited for next race for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and I'll pop you back in the
Thank you
the other
also.
chat. See ya.
See
You
ya.
can drag him. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go. I was gonna say if we
yeah.
both try, we'll both kick each other out.
Yeah. Is
Oh, that was an excellent race today.
yeah, I think done for. Unless you have anyone else you want to interview, I think we're done.
No, I think that's good. I think I was really happy with today's race. I thought it was super close. The field was nice and tight, and if we can see the Z4 next race, then
Yeah.
all is well, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to quickly run through the final race order for the guys at home. In a moment. Well, it's actually I've broken it, so maybe we aren't going to run through the final race order. It's all gone wrong. I should have just left it as it was. We were doing so well. So I'm not going to run through the final race order because that's broken. I think because the server's closed down now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as soon as that closes, our timing stuff goes wonky. But congratulations to Ren Stakak, and then Rune Janssen, and then Thomas for
Yep.
their triple Porsche podium today.
Yep. And thank you to everyone who joined us as well in the stream, and anyone who will watch this one back as well, because I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy watching the race back. Seeing if the big moment was on the stream, we do try and catch everything we can, but obviously there's often multiple battles going on all around the track at once, so please don't hate us if we did miss your battle. Anyway, that's
And thank you, Dan. I
yeah.
really appreciate you doing this with me this season.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you for
this should
joining
be
me.
a lot of.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'll see you. I'll see you next time.
yep, and I think we do have a race next week as well, don't we? So hopefully we'll be back for that one, and hopefully the stream will be better than ever. So that's all from me, and that's all from Weq as well, I think, as we will bid
Yeah.
you farewell.
Take care, guys, and be safe. Keep your racing on the track.
And not on a field.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night.